Welcome back to Mead Gaming for our Hammer Watch episode, our impromptu news show. I'm your host Jay, and today with me I have...
John.
And Eliza.
Welcome guys, thank you very much for joining me. Technically you've been here for quite some time already, because we've already watched the preview together. And then we thought we'd, quickly put our thoughts down onto camera and release it for the show, or for the channel.
I've got to stop you there, Jamie. You said quickly put our thoughts down. I predict this will not be quickly.
No.
I hope it's quickly, because I'd like to sleep, maybe.
Sleep.
Considering
in this British heat wave that we're having.
If you're watching this in the future and don't remember, but this preview show occurred within the space of 3 days of absolute horrendous heat wave in the UK, certainly. And I'm from my personal experience, I have barely slept for 3 days because of it. Let alone the fact having to work through it all as well. It's been horrific.
It certainly says something when our 4.5-month-old baby has actually slept better than the both of us combined. Like you would think that a baby wouldn't sleep at all in this weather, but no, he is the only well-rested one in this household. Also, for anyone wondering, yes, I'm sat on the floor. No, I do not care. It is too hot for anything right now.
You're in Alex's office.
I am in his office. We bought him a playpen, and actually, do you know what? It's comfy. I don't care. I'm a parent now. I have excuses.
This is where you live.
Hey, it's a long-standing tradition of Thor Hammer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm just participating.
So as we've said, this is our impromptu show, so the format is going to be wild and interesting and probably just going to mostly involve a slideshow.
A slideshow and us talking over it lots.
Yeah.
And probably getting far too
unwarranted opinions.
And some of us getting far too excited.
Some of us literally watching our bank account balance decline.
In real time watching it, be like, oh no.
Yes. Is all I've got to say to that. So, let's pop on over to our preview screen, our display camera, as I like to call it. So there we go. We've got our lovely faces in the bottom, and we will have some graphics appearing above as we go through. So, shall we crack straight on and get into this? Because as I said, we do potentially want to go to bed tonight.
Let's get into it. Let's get into all of the juicy stuff that we got.
Yeah, so we're primarily going to go through sort of in the order that everything was released, and we'll cover things as we go. So, a hint, if there's only certain things you're interested in, it's going to follow that similar sequence.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So, the first big thing that was kind of announced for the show, we went straight into 40,000. Warhammer 40,000. And the introduction of the new starter sets, basically. Which there are a series of.
Yeah.
And different format to last time as well.
I was going to say, I don't remember the 40k starter set coming really with any terrain.
Only if you bought the Ultimate, I think.
Was it the Ultimate one?
I think it was Ultimate. I think the smallest one was just the models. The middle one had cardboard terrain, I think, and then the big one had a couple of bits of plastic terrain and the game mats or game boards.
Oh, but yeah, this definitely feels like more. Yes, I remember there was like the pen, wasn't there? There was like the little pen that you had and the kind of like block bit. This looks a lot better.
It does look a lot better. I mean, it's kind of I would say it's kind of like a trimmed down Armageddon, but I feel like it's kind of the opposite. It's just as good of a starter set as Armageddon would have been for some people, I think, because it comes with the terrain.
Yeah, I mean, it comes with the terrain. You drop the big boss, the Pain Boy, the Big Mech Dakarig, I feel like there's something else in here that I'm missing is being dropped in there, but I can't place it.
Did you say the banner's gone?
Oh, the banner knob's gone as well. Yeah, which because they're all on the same sprue, so that is the difference. Is they took out those two kind of sprues from it, and then on the marine side you've lost the Eradicator, the Ancient, and half of the Marines.
Yeah, half the Marines are gone.
So. It's a good starter set. It's a very good starter set, I have to say. If you're starting out, then yeah.
No, it's very good little starter set. You get the two is it two books as well?
Yeah, you got the core rules and it says a special starter guidebook. So I presume that'll be like, put your models here. They move like. I'm imagining it'd be interesting to see actually, but I'm imagining it'd be something along the lines of like talking you through your first couple of turns, maybe.
Yeah.
Interesting to see how that pans out. One thing I'm gonna I feel like I have to point out is the art style has slipped into less grimdark and more caricature almost.
I see what you mean. Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's. No, I don't know about caricature. I'm not sure that's the right way to describe it.
Cartoon.
This is good.
Yeah,
I have the damning statement on this. It's gone mobile game.
Oh god,
Yes, you're right.
Yeah, it's pretty much.
It's giving Raid Shadow Legends.
I'm sorry to be the odd one out, but I kind of like it. I don't know. It's
for its purpose, I actually don't hate it because it probably will appeal to people.
Yeah, you got to think about like the new generation of Warhammer players as well are probably going to be the kind of people that And the other thing is that some of them might have actually played like Tacticus, which is obviously the mobile game, so they might see that vibe and go, "Oh, okay, that seems kind of cool." They also might not.
Also, like by comparison to the equivalent in this current edition, it's much brighter, which I think is it's one of those things of it's going to stand out on the shelf way more than that Ultimate Edition one, which was quite. It wasn't purely monochrome, but it was very much more monochrome than.
I think we got. I want to counterbalance the point I made because I do think that for its purpose, it's probably the right move, and I don't disagree with them on that. I think it's probably a good thing to mention as well that they haven't completely gotten rid of the grimdark aesthetic because the trailer, for example, was very grimdark.
Yeah.
It's not like they're changing the aesthetic of Warhammer. They're targeting where they are using those art styles, which I think is absolutely reasonable in the modern world.
Yeah, because the trailer's one of the most grimdark trailers we've had recently.
Art style, yeah, I would say absolutely.
Yeah.
Image enhance and count the number of fingers.
Well, there is that.
I
mean, you're not wrong.
It's not impossible someone made that mistake. I've done it while drawing before.
Especially if it goes through multiple art teams, but it's.
Let's move on from that subject because it could get dicey.
Oh, spicy! A spicy take. Moving on to what I actually think is a actually not a better product, but a product I actually genuinely think is really cool. With the getting started with kits.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's
Combat
one of them.
Patrol.
Yeah. No, go on. You're fine.
I was just going to say Combat Patrol, but with paint.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
I
feel like feel like that might encourage someone to actually like do an army rather than just like two miniatures, whatever the last one was.
It's just a really nice jumping off point of like, buy this, here it is, job's done.
It does come down to price a little bit again.
Yeah, for sure.
It'll be interesting. The one thing I do like about this, particularly for the orc player, is it gives you another starter option that just has a bunch of boys. And I know some people begrudge the basic infantry being in these discount boxes, but my argument will always be, well, if you're playing narratively, generally speaking, your army's going to be made up a lot of your basic troops. So do you want to pay a lot of money for them, or would you rather they get filled out every time you buy a nice starter box?
The other thing is, I think there's been a thing of like the combat patrols being like, is it a discount box to get lots of models, or is it a starter box? Whereas this, with including the paints, with being a start here type thing, kind of clears up that of being like, yes, this is intended for, you've got someone who's interested in it, this is a box with everything they need to get them, or they can get themselves, to get them into the game, rather than like is this something that's intended for me to buy bulk and bolster my armies with?
Oh, you never buy more than one of this box unless you also happen to need all 11 paints restocked at the same time.
Well, exactly. Like it clears up that sort of argument of like, oh, the combat patrol's rubbish because it's got all the basic stuff in. It's like that's what it's meant for.
I feel like it is made to be like a one-time thing as well. I feel like it's gift material, or it's like when you know that someone is interested, but they have zero, like, do not have a clue where to start. I feel like that is the box that they want to buy.
I would be intrigued to see if, not that this replaces Combat Patrol, but if this is like an ancillary to Combat Patrol, because on the app they've already said that there is the Combat Patrol for Orcs, but I'd be intrigued to see if they did, here is another Combat Patrol for them as well, which is a bit more of something which you could potentially buy lots of. But I mean, looking at that Orcs kit, the only negative is that it is the Armageddon Orcs, which are designed to go together in a particular way and doesn't have all of the stuff that you would need to build your Orcs properly.
Yeah.
Sorry, did you say it is or they aren't the Armageddon ones?
They are the Armageddon ones.
Oh, okay.
Which again, I think supports even more that sort of like, it's a one-time starter set thing, rather than like a thing that you'll have more than one of.
My question is, would you ever buy the big starter box and one of these? Because you're looking at 40 orc boys for the orc player.
It's a lot of orc boys. Yeah. I think realistically, it's either you've got like this that is, you know how they say there's like the little brother kind of army. That's you've got two kids, you've got two people who want to start out. You buy one of those boxes each, and there you go. Or if you've got that vibe of you're going in like in this kind of like the same household, you wanted to start out together. You could go for like that starter set. Like I think there's options in both of those. I couldn't see somebody. I would be surprised to see somebody buy the starter set and then those start collecting sets or getting started with sets.
It would be an odd choice unless you were going hard into that faction.
The orc one kind of works, but I would definitely argue that you'd want to do like. It works, but it would be a lot of the same stuff.
And because they're mono-pose as well, it is very much...
And the same poses, yeah.
Although, sorry, just very quickly, on the note of that, I found out afterwards, and I'm citation potentially heavily needed on this because this is something that somebody said. If you cut all of the connector points off of the buoys, the arms will fit into any body. So basically, they're keyed in such a way that the pegs will make them go in one particular way. But if you cut all the pegs away, you can apparently just swap any arm onto any body.
Do you know what? Thinking about it when I was building a lot of those buoys, I think that probably is true because I seem to recall a lot of the arms were like ball joints.
Yeah, because even the ones that have them sort of on the shoulder, they don't have it moulded into the shoulder plate.
Yeah, it's basically built like a ball and socket, actually.
Yeah.
I'm just
that
saying,
does make a lot of sense.
Maybe I do buy that box then. Maybe I do get myself another Bunker Boys.
Oh no, the bank account's training even more.
Right, put a mark on the screen. This is boxes that John will buy.
A big one in the corner.
Begin the counter.
Oh, and you want to challenge me for the most number of infantry in an army?
Look, we've discussed this already. Okay, I'm just saying I can run and there is some exciting stuff coming up about those boys. I got some hype.
If you want to talk about number of infantry in an army, I was feeling doing Warhammer things, but too warm to do them the other day, and I worked out how many Tyranids you can legally get into a 3,000 point list.
Into a 3,000 point list? Oh god.
Oh my god.
It's 456.
So, Jesus Christ.
Here's the funny thing.
That hurts my soul.
I was getting close to pushing 300 orcs, and that was sub 3,000. So I reckon we could get that would be a hell of an orcs versus nids. Basically, you can't fit any terrain on the board. It's just a wall on either side, just pushing together.
I definitely think I could get about 300 worldiers in a 3,000 point list. And that's berserkers as well.
Yeah.
To include berserkers within 3,000 points is kind of nuts.
I reckon you could probably get 120 berserkers in there, which is a ludicrous amount of space marine bodies.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
So coming on the channel soon, horde armies. Potentially the most epic looking but boring games you'll ever see. Right, anyway, let's move on because there's more introductory sets.
There is more.
The introductory set.
There is the introductory set, yes, which I believe also has the cardboard terrain in it.
Yeah.
However, it also has
the reason why John is buying this kit.
Excellent.
John is buying all the introductory sets.
They've stuck all of my boys into the introductory sets. The confirmation on the rocket boy and the big shooter.
Very cool poses. Yeah, I have to say.
Very cool poses. I did have to laugh though. That the rocket boy. There is a designer, Mezgeik, and that is almost like a 1-for-1 on a model that they designed, like an orc proxy model that they did. And it, like, I was looking at it being like, hold on a second, I've seen this before. I know this model, but it wasn't here.
GW doesn't steal from people.
No.
They've never done that one. Earth
No. Frank Herbert's estate. Who's Frank Herbert? Never heard of him.
Oh dear. Now, so we got the introduction set. We've got the cardboard terrain. We've got the new sculpts, and I'm presuming also still push fit new sculpts.
Presumably,
we have got something that me and John immediately looked to Eliza and said, "You need to buy this for one very particular reason."
Sorry.
What would that be?
We need to go back to the introductory set super quick. We need to acknowledge that there is another new Primaris Lieutenant.
Yes.
Oh, true.
Yes. Space Marines, you've got another one.
I did have that in all caps on my notes.
Yes, the new lieutenant, which or should I say lieutenant because we're English.
Yeah.
We should.
Yes. It's cool. It's fine. It's a lieutenant.
Yep.
It's another lieutenant.
Yes, so back on to, as I was saying...
Back onto shaming people.
What was that? What was that, Eliza?
Nothing.
Someone needs to be called out after a particular team hobby session that we had last weekend, the release weekend of Armageddon, where we were conned, quite frankly, by John into building his entire set.
Absolutely, Tom.
Which we did record a few bits and pieces. We have not actually got around to looking through it all yet, and to see whether there's any functional content in that.
It's a long recording.
There's many hours worth of content with, quite frankly, terrible camera work, because we just stuck on a tripod and hoped.
Yeah.
But there was an abomination, pure heresy, because I was nigh on mocked the day before by telling everyone to turn up with their own equipment, because obviously I only have a set of cutters and glues for myself.
I brought not only my own equipment, I brought my box of my own equipment.
John, very, very obviously brought very usable material to the party. Els will forgive because she's only just getting into it and uses my stuff. Eliza, what did you turn up with?
I have it on my desk.
Are you proud enough to show it off?
I'm not proud, but
Oh,
that is what you've been using to remove expensive plastic models from a sprue.
Yep.
I need to emphasise that I gave Eliza a lift that day, and Eliza gets into the car and I look down. I think you had it on your lap, and I look down at it, and then you go, "Yeah, these are my nippers that I use," and I just went, "That is going nowhere near my plastic."
Yeah.
Horror, abject horror at that thing.
It
So
is.
yes.
Oh,
So if you won't buy it on its own, or you won't buy another pair, looks like we're going to be having to buy you a the shame set.
The shame set. That's what it's going to be called now. The shame set. Yeah.
It's not the starter set. It's the shame set.
Oh dear. I am. Yeah. Whew.
I mean, I don't really see what the problem is. But, okay.
Oh, my sweet summer child.
I mean, I use them and I see what the problem is.
As long as you're careful, like...
No.
Okay. I'm sorry.
You two are going on the naughty step together at this rate.
Well, no, I mean, look.
You're enabling. You're enabling.
Okay.
This is heresy, and this will not be allowed.
This will not be allowed.
This is an exterminator's level problem that needs to be resolved.
Whoa. Okay. Cool your jets.
It's true.
Yeah. The paint,
I'll accept when it's true.
The paint kit and knickers are and it's a good little collection of paint.
It's not bad. My
I
biggest
would definitely buy it.
My biggest concern is no, you won't. Is the fact that I know that they massively overcharge for these things.
Yeah.
So I imagine that kit will not be
a
sensible purchase.
That's the thing. Paints don't tend to be a discount box when they come in the things.
I'm not even too worried about paints. It's those nippers alone. They're a stupid amount of money for what they are.
Yeah.
And the demolding tools.
Yeah, it's not.
Go on. I'll go with because I'm pretty sure this is going to be the exact same price as every other set of paints and tools. Okay. So price is right. How much do you think this is going to be? Because I've got the price up.
So how many
Assuming that it's going to.
paints are in There's 13 paints. The paints are net. I swear the paints are like £4 a pop now. So that's...
I mean, at least from our local.
Well, from GW, I think they're about £4 a pop, give or take. So you're talking at least 40 quid just for that, plus the extra 3 paints. They do generally do one for free. So let's say £48 for 12 paints and you get a free one. The brushes are normally stupidly expensive, but I can't remember how much they are off the top of my head.
They're about a £5, I think.
Does it come with
I reckon this is going to be pushing 60 quid.
Does it come with glue? Is there glue in there?
No, there's no glue in there. That's interesting.
Push fit models.
Push fit models, yeah.
That's crazy to me because you're supplying everything. Like you're supplying
You just missed the
paint. Huh?
You just missed John's point.
They're intended for the push fit models, so the Marines and the Orcs are both push fit.
Technically, don't need glue.
Yeah, I suppose so. But I still would have thought that they would have put that in there anyway, so that. Well,
and little Timmy can eat all of the glue, not all of the glue, all of the paint, and be fine, but the glue would be bad for them.
It is true.
So, Jamie, what is your price?
I would say I reckon this one will be about 60 quid.
Okay. Eliza?
I want to go 48.
Elle?
I think it's going to be something like really stupid, like £62.50, something stupid like that.
So, I can reveal that were we playing The Price is Right, as I understand it as a game, you would all lose, because based off of the Age of Sigmar set, which is almost identical, it's £27.50.
Oh.
Really?
The Age of Sigmar,
surely not.
which is basically identical to this, just with different paints in there, is £27.50.
I mean, if that's the case, then yeah, that is pretty good.
Wow.
Because aren't those paints like what, £5 each? £4.50?
Were you not
From
paying
GW,
attention?
for sure.
I literally just said that in about 2 minutes ago.
So yeah, £27.50. That's not bad.
I mean, that's...
Yeah.
If it's the same price, then you're basically getting a load of stuff for free, because the paints alone are worth more than that.
Yeah.
Hang on. Because it's a new box, new product, won't they want to ramp that price up a little bit?
Not necessarily.
No.
Not if it's like a direct comparison to the current Sigmar.
Yeah. But I mean...
Yeah, because they do that more subtly.
Even if it is a tiny little bit more expensive, you're still...
I know what
it's
you're doing,
still
Jamie.
a bargain.
It's almost identical.
It is almost identical, yeah. Like half the paints are the same as well. Or very close shades of paint as well.
They did do so the last ones they did were for 40k were paint sets that came with Marines as well.
Actually, one thing, is that exclusive to GW? Can you buy that from secondhand retailers?
Well, you can buy sorry, I've just found the 40k one is on Amazon for £28.99, and that's the one that comes with Tyranid colours. If you're getting it from Firestorm, or Wayland, or Element, no, Element doesn't have it, but Wayland Games has it. It is £23.38 for the Leviathan one.
Right, so what I'm hearing is, Eliza, you either need to buy this set, or if you really don't need all those paints, me and John will probably split some of the paints with you. But you're buying that kit.
Honestly,
I want it as well.
Honestly, to be fair, I think I could probably do with all of those paints.
I don't use many of them, but there is some good paints in there.
There's majority stuff that I don't have, so...
There's some good paints I could use in an airbrush.
Except for Armageddon Dust. I have every one of those paints. To the point of, I have literally just picked up orc flesh to touch up orc skin. I literally just picked it up.
I don't have Armageddon Dust. I don't own Macragge Blue or orc flesh, but other than that, I do have the rest.
Yeah.
But yeah, actually, to be honest, we might pick one of those up because you need some clippers.
Yeah.
And to be honest, getting a load of paints as well. They're all good paints. I use of the paints I have of those. I use them all quite regularly. So
yeah, as soon as I saw it, I was like, I was honing in on it.
So sod our predictions. This is actually a really, really good set. If you need those paints, get them. Hell, even if you need half the paints and you don't have clippers, it's probably worth getting.
Yeah, and the demolding tool sure is there.
The demolding tool is a great can opener for your Pepsis or your Monsters as you're painting.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, if you meant you mean like a tin opener.
No, not a tin opener.
Jam it in. Just like...
you know, if you struggle to get your pop can open. That's what I suppose. But anyway, we should press on because we are half hour into our recording already, and we haven't even got past the first section.
Yeah, I know.
So we need to look at the Combat Patrol Battle Zone, which I believe is their new pre-painted set.
No,
that's the other one. Yeah,
this isn't the pre-painted one, but down below it is the actual pre-painted, which is the same set just painted. So it's kind of like the Armageddon Battlefield set.
We'll wrap the two in together.
It's kind of like, do you want to be lazy or do you want to do it yourself?
So yeah, we do have some thoughts on this. And that's basically.
I will say.
Go on.
I was going to say. I will say first of all, just regardless of whether painted or unpainted, as just a general, the sculpt on the terrain, it's nice. It's nice terrain. It is very nice terrain. I like that there is some. The main thing I like is that actually there's some terrain in the standard sets which isn't just here is an L-shaped destroyed building. You know, like the galvanic network and the capacitor cluster, as they put it, is like, that's actually a little bit interesting to look at. There's some interesting stuff there.
Yeah, that's some very cool stuff.
And I like little details, like there's like two servitors mounted at various points on the terrain, which is kind of cool. Very, very highlighting that grimdarkness, in particular the one that's like mounted into the console of that capacitor thing is like, yeah, he's not having a good time.
It's appropriately grimdark, like we were discussing earlier. But I can definitely see some big issues with this entire concept, and they're intertwined because it's the volume for the cost.
Yes.
Yeah.
But that's always been the case.
It has always been the case. It's just a bit of a shame.
My thing is I feel I'm kind of like two minds about it, because I feel like with painted terrain, it will take the pressure away from some people that aren't very confident when it comes to like creating that kind of effect on terrain and stuff. But I also feel like they're kind of relying on people to. When I say be lazy, I don't mean that like as in be lazy. I mean like being lazy. They are relying on people to buy into that as a concept rather than have that creativity themselves. So I don't know how I feel about it. I don't think it would be something that I would want to do for myself. I feel like creating it and creating the terrain, therefore creating your board, is kind of the whole point, because actually sitting down and doing it yourself, if you're not the one doing that, I feel like that's kind of I don't want to say cheap, but cheap.
I don't think you got a problem with convincing people that this is something they'd want, because I think we'd all, quite frankly, like pre-painted terrain. Because it's one of the many aspects of the hobby a lot of people don't enjoy doing. You want to spend your time painting your miniatures, the things that you're gaming with, not what you're playing on. Some of us are different. Some of us love doing terrain. I personally quite like painting terrain because I can do it quick and dirty, and I can bash shed loads out really fast. But it is still a time-consuming process. So I don't think there's anyone out there that would be... I don't think you need to convince people that this is something we'd want. The problem, sadly, is the investment, capital investment you have to put into getting this terrain, because you need quite a bit. And looking at their board layout they've got there is not enough there to make an interesting battlefield without a lot of supplementary stuff on top.
Yeah, it's a difficult one, actually. I think I'll tell you, my issue with it actually lies in the way that they're sending it out, because I think I need to see it. But what I think, at least from the preview video when we saw in the preview show, that you're essentially getting the sprues that they have made pre-painted. Makes sense. But when you're cutting that out, surely you're going to then be left with a load of little marks of just raw plastic where you've had to basically get it off of the sprue. Now they could have been very clever with it. They could have undergated the entire thing, and therefore it hides itself whenever they join together. But if they've not done that, you've got a load of marks that are just going to be very visible against beautifully painted terrain. Loads of little nub marks where you've cut the stuff away.
Yeah,
unless they can be hidden where you can build them together or something.
Yeah. That's what I'm about undergating, where they they sink the. It's a Gundam term. I realise that might only apply to me.
I believe that is what happens. Only because if you recall in the video, when Eddie was trying to put when Adam was trying to put the models together, and he had to go back in and cut off more sprue tabs so that they'd fit properly, and I think that's because the connection points are where the tabs are.
Yes, but there was a bit. But the piece was held with connection points all the way around the outside, and there's obviously going to be an exposed wall on one point of that L-shaped terrain, which is where
it depends where the connection points are.
Without seeing it in person, I don't know how it actually would look, but
yes, there is that potential issue.
I definitely think there's something to the sparsity of it, because even looking at the sort of promotional picture where it looks quite good, it's compacted in to the point where I think if you wanted it all to look like that, you'd need maybe 3 sets, possibly 4.
Yes, you need more variety. It's just too similar.
It just feels kind of empty to me.
Actually, I'll tell you what's interesting is... okay, they have to do this. But what I would say is if you looking at some of the layout of what they say as board layouts, I don't think that's a million miles away from their actual board layouts, the suggested layouts. It just looks a bit sparse.
Oh no, I think that's literally their board layouts, because I think that's what's designed for.
It's because it's got the footprints on the mat and everything.
I think you potentially... This would be a very... It would be very visually sparse terrain, and you'd need quite a bit of extra flavouring to sort of blend it all together. I think if I got hold of that set and used my boards and my grass as my sands and flocking and stuff like that, you could make it look quite good. But I'll tell you, for the estimated price, I think we worked it out as it's almost double what I'd be willing to pay.
Yeah, because especially with the fact that, like, you then have the other problem, which is, like, you were talking about the problem with terrain of, like, you want to paint your models, but it's also, like, that money could go on models.
Yeah.
And that money would be better spent on models.
And we do live in a world where, as much as Games Workshop might want to hide under a rock about it sometimes, we live in the world of 3D printing. 3D printed, whether you got a 3D printer yourself or you're buying 3D printed terrain from a printer, it's a fraction of the cost for twice as much. Yes, you've got to paint it up, but quite frankly, I think the majority of us will probably just rather get twice as much and slap some crappy paint jobs on it.
Especially where FDM is even more, like, accessible than resin.
Yeah. I'm not going to lie as well, I am not a fan of the fact that there are so many L shapes. I thought that we were out of that era. I don't like L shapes. They look dumb. Stop using them.
I like they've tried
something else.
They've tried to disguise it with their print system, where you use the L's to make the facade of a building.
Yeah.
I
just don't like it.
If they were on textured floor tiles, I think they'd look a lot nicer.
Yeah.
It makes them stand out a bit more. And then I think, yeah. They've also got a mat as well that I don't think they actually showed off at all. They've actually done like a soft like rollout mat.
Is that a rollout?
Oh yeah.
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 Huh. I know they had done something like that before, but I thought it was limited edition or something. I just assumed that was going to be a cardboard one like they'd done previously.
Yeah, I mean, it's sold separately. You got to buy it in two halves, but yeah.
The Battlefield's terrain picture of the terrain looks even more sparse than the official one.
The other thing that I have about this, as you can tell, I'm not really that much of a fan. Anyway, the other thing that I have as well is when you're board building or whatever, when you first start your game, you can like choose the kind of setting that you're going for. With this terrain, it's very much cityscape, kind of broken cathedral-esque gothic kind of big building sci-fi nonsense, whereas there is other types of scapes that you can set up, like deserts, grasslands, and like snowy kind of like vibes. I feel like it's kind of one-shotting. Like
there's two problems with your statement there. One, these are single, maybe double-story buildings. These aren't designed to be cityscape.
But it looks like they are, though.
It doesn't. It doesn't, because quite frankly, what that is Armageddon, and it looks like the outskirts of the Hive Cities and stuff like that. It's meant to be like the plains of Armageddon, the Badlands.
It's themed enough around the current setting that like it makes sense, and it's generic enough that it will fit everywhere else. Like
that's why you're not getting your winterscape and stuff like that, because this is in the narrative of the release.
Yeah, okay, I don't think I took that into account, but I still feel like you're putting yourself in a box with it.
You always are, no matter what you do.
Yeah.
If you released a winterscape one, you've boxed yourself into a winter planet or a polar ice cap mission or whatever it is.
The difficulty is like you don't want every single one of these release things to be like, we've made new terrain, because let's face it, the majority of people either source their terrain elsewhere or make their own terrain or use books and things. The majority of people aren't. Yeah, the majority of people aren't buying GW terrain for 40k.
Weeps as a kill team player. Here's your terrain and a piece of terrain. Suck it up. It comes with the price. What if I don't want the terrain? You'll buy it and you'll like it.
Yeah, but in fairness, at least the kill team terrain is actually really cool.
It is very cool. Sorry, Ella. I did have to laugh when you were like, it doesn't work in a like a desert setting, and I'm just looking at the map and being like, how much more desert do you need to be before it's desert?
It's got to have literal sand on it.
If it ain't got a shy halud, I don't care.
Ours is not Anakin Skywalker. Let's put it like that.
I don't like sand.
Love sand.
Well, then you can buy it. You can use it as a cityscape, a rough city.
I just don't buy into this concept. Why do you want to buy pre-painted terrain when the whole thing about the hobby is that you are building and painting your own stuff? I don't know.
I get it. I
The
get why
one
you
person sat here who has not painted a model yet.
I wasn't going to say it, but you said it.
Oh, I was going to say, I'm calling you out on that. Come back to me when you've painted like an army and tell me you then want to go ahead and paint terrain.
We're not even married yet, and I already want to file for a divorce.
Send us to the terrain mines.
Bear in mind, I have many models that I've painted. Jamie, that terrain that you gave me, everything that was already painted is obviously painted. Anything that wasn't, I haven't touched or used.
I definitely still don't have grey Octarius terrain.
How's all that MDF stuff I gave you, John? The stuff that wasn't painted.
It's still got lovely laser etching.
I am the only one that really paints the terrain around here.
Okay.
So outside of the hills,
I printed off one crane and decided I'm not actually printing any more terrain. So
I want some cranes.
crane's fun. Shall we move on?
I think we should. I think we've reached the end of the 40k section here.
Indeed.
In terms of starter kits and Armageddon adjacent things. Kind of. Because we're not quite moving out of 40k.
No.
The next section, I think I'm going to leave John to lead on this one, because I know that he's very excited by some of these things. I am very giddy in anticipation that I will get to play against these things. So, John, take it away.
Permit me to gush over that new truck. Oh, it's a good truck. Although incredibly irritating, having acquired but not had delivered, because apparently the Royal Mail can't deliver a parcel whilst I'm in the house. Yeah, but
that makes sense.
That just killed our Royal Mail sponsorship. Thank God.
Yeah, in fact, they deserve it. They know what they did. But yeah, the new truck looks awesome. I really like what they've done with it. They've kind of like taken what are the best bits of the truck and just kind of like refined it down. It looks a lot sleeker in the build. It looks like it has more options, which is really nice. Like the truck from what I've seen of the truck, it was always quite a modular little system. You could really kind of build it in a number of different ways. It feels like they've taken that idea and just made it more. The kind of like the options on it is like it's the jaw like on the front is immediately the one I'm like, yes, that's the one I'm going to build. And the one they showed off where it's like looking like it's like drifting around a corner is like, oh, that's what I want from a truck. My only slight concern is I don't know if you can fit 10 boys in the back of that. Like that truck's looking like it's getting mighty small. Like they are cozy.
Yeah.
You can fit 10 boys.
12 actually.
You can fit 12 boys on.
True. On the truck.
Joe, I think they all just get like skis on their feet and they just hook onto the back.
Well, I've got a thing to build for when I'm indicating whether or not they've been whether they are or are not in transport now. Welcome to the orc sled. Yeah, the orc truck. Also, it looks like it's. I'm gonna say it's not gonna do damage because let's be honest, it's orc shooting. But you know, it has a rocket launcher mounted to it now.
Optional.
That's fun.
Optional
rocket launcher. Or you can go with the shooter, the big shooter, and a big whirling saw blade, or a big smashing hammer on the side, or a big claw. Also, in terms of rules, they have a very fun rule, which they talked about when they were on the stream, which is if somebody gets close, all of the boys can pile out of it to go beat them up, which is so funny. It's like, oh, you got close, right? Everybody out, get them.
It's like that sort of like greaser aesthetic.
Just the clown
Get them, boys!
Piling out. And I really like the little grot hanging on the side. He's having a better time than the one that's on the Boomdacker Snazwagon.
I love that word.
It's so much fun to say. That's the one that has the grot Mad Max on the front with like the grill on his face, just Mad Max from the beginning of Fury Road there.
Just as like an aside, I said to Jamie the other day that I want us to make like a life-size or like a mini life-size Boomdacker Snazwagon for Alex to like ride around in.
I mean, every orc vehicle is the funnest thing to say. Like the truck is good, but you've got the Boomdacker Snazwagon, the Rucker Truck Squig Buggy, the shock jump dragster. Like every word, every combination of orc stuff is just the best things to say.
Yeah, I love it.
I have a slightly like mixed opinion on orc naming things because I'm just like, on the one hand, I'm like, yeah, it's fun, but I'm also like, it gives me the same feeling as like saying names of burgers in a restaurant. It's like, it's like I don't want to say to the cashier that I want to get like the Big Daddy burger. Like, that's what I feel about orc names.
That's why you're not an orc player.
I am looking forward to every dumb name that I get to say as like across the table. But I'll be like, yes, I'd like to wah. You know, during the wah, I will be using the stratagem "Get 'em lads" on my orc truck.
John, I just spotted something that I think you would appreciate just as much as I do.
I'm sure I will.
One of the big, is it the war bosses? Yeah, one of the war bosses' head options is a commissar helmet hat.
Oh! I was getting there. I was gonna work my way down. I was getting there. Don't you worry.
I was getting excited. I just saw. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah. So, new mech. I think the previous mech kit is old, as is most things. I love that. I really enjoy that they've gone now with orcs of like working, but in an orc way. It's like, oh, how does that big crane on his back work? He's clearly got the button right here, so you can see that he presses that button and the crane activates. Why is it on his back? How is that in any way, shape, or form useful? Who knows? But he's got it.
And how does that one button do everything?
How does that one button do everything? And his shiv wrench is hilarious.
Which is even more funny because he's got a normal wrench on the back.
Yeah. It's depending on what it needs to. Also, the rules-wise, adds 1 to hit rolls. Suddenly, that's not bad. That's getting better. We're inching our way towards orc shooting.
I mean, that's quite huge considering the new cover rules as well.
It is actually very huge. So I'll be acquiring at least a mech to go along with with that orc truck. And then we get to the new big boy himself. The new-ish orc war boss. Like, this thing was announced a while ago, but we are now getting to see some better pictures of it. initially I wasn't sure, but it's definitely grown on me as a kit.
I think we have had this discussion before, potentially during the Armageddon weekend that we had, and I stand by what I said. I think the version with the claw works really well. The version with the axe, though, it just feels a little bit lackluster.
It just needs to. Just needs to be a bigger axe.
I was going to say, I think the axe needs to be like twice the size.
It just needs to be bigger. Like when you compare it to the one that comes in the Armageddon box, which has that axe has presence. This is just a little lackluster, but
it's very anemic.
But new options, and as you said, your Commissar cap for your Blood Axe war boss is awesome. It's very fun to have, and actually to have like a little bit of Blood Axe representation, because there isn't a huge amount. Like you've got like the Commandos and you've got Boss Snickrot, but like that's I feel like they feel like a very specific kind of like niche in terms of, like the Commandos are like your stealthy, but like this is like Blood Axe but leading from a Blood Axe perspective.
Does this basically give us a potential war boss now for every clan? You got your war bikers, you got your
because you've got the beasts. Because you've got the special beast boss.
Yeah.
There's the Death Trike, which is your war boss on I think it's a war boss. It might only be a knob, but I think it's a war boss. You can take it as a character. For your evil sons, or you could take Wire Stacker if you wanted to go like named characters. And then this war boss covers you for. I'd say we're missing one for because like really this one could be either your Goths or your Death Skulls, your Bad Moons, really any of them. And as you said, like Blood Axes. Freebooters is the only one that's really missing, but they're kind of missing in general because they're largely wrapped up in the Flash kit.
Yeah. So overall, you've pretty much got an option then to kind of in the Orc range now. You've got somewhere to basically have a leader in almost every facet of your faction.
Yeah, big time. I mean, you just all you need to do is really stick a pirate hat on that war boss, and there you go. There's your freebooter captain
and a peg leg. You need to get a peg leg in there somewhere.
Yeah, but the peg leg has to be a gun, because why stop at just a peg leg? Peg leg gun.
Peg leg gun.
Or chain peg leg. Chainsaw instead of a leg.
That feels like something an orc would do.
It feels very orky.
Honestly, depending on how the Commissar hat is attached, that would be very easy to do. The pirate hat.
Sorry, I just read the bit that was underneath. So, in addition to the bionic eye and horned helmet you've already spied, you can also emulate heroes from other factions with big Abaddon hair squig style top knot, or an orky version of a Commissar's cap. One of the lower jaws even has a cigar for a proper blood axe and thinks he looks like a Lord Castellan.
Nice.
It's so good.
That is the kind of like commander kit that people have been wanting for every faction for ages.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Like even the Space Marine captains don't have that kind of cool level of. Like they used to. Yeah. The proper. What I would consider the proper Space Marine commander kit. It was just a box that wasn't cheap for one commander, but it came with every bit imaginable for every weapon loadout, multiple different chapter iconographies and bits of it. It was an amazing custom build kit.
I've seen I've not seen that kit in the flesh, but I've seen pictures of that kit, and I feel like this is going to nail what that kit is.
Yeah,
or what that kit was. More to the point.
I had that kit back in the day. It was an amazing kit.
And I think between this and like the Demon Prince kit, it does seem like they might be beginning to lean a little bit more back into that.
I
nice.
Very much hope so. This does feel like almost. I mean, the Demon Prince kit is just that little bit more scale impressive, but I think this is definitely on the same lines.
Yeah.
I'm just quickly like scrolling back and forth between the Bad Moons and the Goths one, and it's like there are different leg options, there's different waist options, there's different torso options. Like, it's not just like it's not just a head swap and a bit of the weapon swap. Like, there is a lot of bits that are going to be interchangeable on this guy.
Oh, and the fact that the little chain squig as well is like optional means that you've basically got a ready-made token there as well at some point.
Yeah. I mean, it comes with a token. You've got your ammo run. Your ammo run is a token.
Yeah, but you've got more and squiggy ones.
And squiggy ones. I don't know what you use the squiggy ones for, but, you can use them.
There's always a reason.
Yeah, why not?
There's always a way. I'm imagining it probably separates. You see, like, I think it probably joins the arm. Like, the arm pops into that shirt. I think it's probably hollow there on the shirt, and the arm pops in there. Which means that's probably quite a bit of space. I reckon you could probably quite easily magnetize that if you wanted to have it swap out between the two.
Maybe.
Oh yeah, almost definitely.
Because they don't share any of the same stuff. I mean, you probably have to do some finagling with the cable, because the cable's going to be a bit of a pain. But other than that... Yep, well... Add another mark in the list. Okay, we've got...
John is officially approaching bankruptcy.
Yep.
Yeah, so far every kit, right?
so far every kit, apart from the terrain. I'm at least safe from the terrain.
As I think, sadly, most people will be.
Yeah.
I'm sure some people will buy it.
Oh, some people will, but yeah.
And then we've got the Codex, which
is the first Codex of the new edition.
It is the first Codex in the edition.
Which might be a first in history that Space Marines weren't the first.
I know. And is it wrong? It makes me kind of nervous, because I'm like, oh, please don't be terrible. Please don't be a terrible, terrible Codex.
I mean, history is not in your favour.
History's not in my favour, no. I was really hoping it was going to be second. I was just like, oh, just get the history one out of the way.
First and second don't matter, because they were written at the same time.
They were written at the same time. This was definitely written at the same time. It was always going to be, like, out. Yeah. So I'm hoping that we're not getting the issue that we had of factions going into 10th edition where there's such a big change in the rules.
It doesn't look like they're huge so far. So
yeah, the army rule looks... I mean, they've said there's a small amount of change in the army rule.
Which there is, based on what I was reading, but it looks quite reasonable.
So there's one little bit of this codex, and it's not to do with any of the rules or anything like that. That actually, when they said it, made me quite excited for this codex. Is the fact they've made it smaller, like dimension-wise smaller, because that depending on how much smaller it is, if it's like not talking like I don't want it like pocket size. But it makes it a bit more of like I could take this somewhere and I could sit and read it if I whereas like the big ones are obviously like big spreads. But if it's something that's just a little bit smaller, just a little bit easier to kind of transport around, I wouldn't mind being like, I've got like a lunch break rather than sat there scrolling through shorts on whatever particular platform is causing brain rot that day. I could pull out the Alt Codex and just have a flick through of the lore section, which they've said is a big lore section.
If it's like the size of like generally third in the series hardback fantasy book, like
there is something I'm gonna point out. So just move us on a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Because one thing that interests me is the fact that they brought up obviously one of the rules being the riled up thing, which is cool. It's the 15 detachments, and I've just checked, and currently there is 6 orc detachments available for 11th edition. So
that's in the faction pack, isn't it?
It is in the faction pack, yes.
So they're adding 9 more detachments, basically.
How?
Well, they've more than doubled it.
Yeah.
So in base 10th edition, there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So there was 11 in base 10th edition. So even if they've just taken the ones from base 10th edition and done a rewrite on some of it, they still added more.
Yeah. So, if 15 detachments is our baseline, discounting, obviously, we know Space Marines will probably have twice that minimum.
Oh my god! Oh my god! How many fucking detachments Space Marines gonna have?
Well, I think Space Marines did have like 40 in 10th anyway.
I think it depended on the faction you were playing, but basically, yeah.
Well, I think the Specialists ended up with about 50.
This is when we just get 100. It goes up to 100 detachments or something.
But if we consider that, we're now looking at potentially 15 detachments for orcs, that's a lot of potential ways to play it. And it doesn't show it on here, but on the video they did actually have a screen grab of the codex, and it listed all the names out of the new ones, and you can kind of guess what most of them are by looking at them. And I have to say they look like a nice variety of options.
They really do.
Yeah,
lots of different ways to play, I think.
So
there is a bunch of very cool bits that they're going to hopefully give it good flavors of ways to play, and especially with this new keywords that activate, like the riled up for the war is going to be interesting to see kind of how that plays out. For reference in terms of them, so there's I got the list of attachments from it. So Warhorde, Greentide. I'm pretty sure all three of those already exist. Bully Boys also exists. Runt Swarm is fun. Gretchen focused one. Make Gretchen battle line and start running a lot of Gretchen. Shooter Boys, which I presume is going to be your Daka equivalent. Tactical Brigades, that's your more commandos focused one. Wreckers, so presumably based on your tank busters and your wrecker crew. The Big Hunt is your
Snaggers.
Beast Snaggers, Snakebite one. Madcap Mechs, vehicle heavy.
That sounds like one you'll be running.
There's also the Dread Mob, which is also very fun. Blitz Brigade, Salt of Speed, Fly Boys.
That could be interesting. Storm
maybe
Boys or birds.
Maybe lots of planes. Brute Bosses. Which I think that's where you might get your orc custodies you could build if it's just going to be based on big, and the Whir Band, which is going to be Weird Boys.
Yeah, you'd assume so.
Yeah.
So, a psycho heavy orc. Ooh, that sounds fun.
Yeah. I also I don't obviously we don't know what the codex is going to look like in terms of writing yet, but I am hoping, because they've given some highlights in terms of ideas on how to paint your orcs. It'd be really nice if there is some bits in there kind of going into because they mentioned about what all the glyphs mean and everything like that, and be it'd be nice to kind of get those little bits of detail, which I feel like I've been missing.
Yeah,
because apparently it's going to be quite lore heavy as well. Which would be quite nice. It's also not a hardback.
Yeah. Which probably makes it cheaper, but also makes it a little bit more easy to move around-ish.
I mean, I still wouldn't be surprised if they're charging £30 for this thing.
Oh, for sure.
Easily. I mean, the price doesn't go down, just the thing gets smaller.
Yeah. It's shrinkflation.
Just like the as well.
We've also got the standalone units, so the stuff that was in Armageddon is going to be coming out. I dread to think how much the command crew is going to be.
Yeah, I mean, at least it's not as egregious as some of the other box lot character packs that they've done in the past, but it's still a bit annoying that they do stuff like that.
Yeah.
The thing I am quite excited by is the command pack, with some little tokens and some stuff around your stratagems and basically cards to make things easy.
Yeah, problem is they're probably going to be out of date within about 3 or 4 months.
Yeah.
The disappointing part.
And
that is the part
they're probably going to charge.
And they'll cost as much as the codex.
They'll probably cost a minimum of £20 for a bit of cardboard.
Yeah.
It's the unfortunate thing with all of these. It's they're great in theory, and then they come out and they're immediately out of date, and they're overpriced.
So I can't honestly recommend buying those for anyone. If you want to, that's your choice. But you're basically going to be paying for recycling material.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate side effect of that.
Yeah. Apparently, there's some orc dice, but there's no picture.
They're going to be cast in green with red pips.
Possibly. Cool. Or they're purple?
Or they're purple. That's why you can't see them, of course.
Yep, so...
Even harder to read than the Death Guard dice.
Actually, I've realised that now I have become an orc player, I have a set of dice that I must track down. I must track down the squig dice.
Oh, the squig dice.
The squig dice.
Weren't they rubber as well?
They bounced. Yeah. They were rubber. They bounced. I know somebody who has them because their goal has been to collect every terrible, like weird, unreadable official dice. So they've got like the squig dice. They've also got. Remember this? I think it was the Sylvan. No, the Realm Lords. The Age of Sigmar elves. Oh. But they did, like, basically, they're like, I could try and think of, like, what kind of shape to describe them as, but they are not normal dice shape in any way, shape, or form. Like, and yeah. So now I unfortunately have to try and figure out a way of acquiring squig dice.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think are going to be a ridiculous price.
Quite possibly.
Well, the only thing dice related I will say is that I am eyeing up some Baron of Dice for new army projects, and yeah, they're not bad prices for what they are. So if anyone else wants to get them, let's maybe plan to get them at the same time, because then we can save on shipping.
That's probably a good shout.
Well, I do believe we'll have to talk then.
Yes.
So we're gonna move on, because thankfully the next couple of next section we're going to be very brief on, and that is that they announced the Warhammer Academy, which appears to be is that a cat or a child?
It's a cat.
I've got no audio on Elle right now, so
she's probably
muted.
The cat's making a strange noise.
Yeah, I'm muted. Oh wow, I just had a really funny joke and I was muted. I suddenly just went, that's not my child, is it? And looked at the corner of my eye and he was still sleeping, and then went. Did we all imagine that in my head?
There's a cat there.
That has now been collected.
The cat was just like, "Mother, pay attention to me, mother."
Mercy, he never usually makes any noise.
Right, so yes, we've got the Warhammer Academy, which seems to be just an online resource for lots of tutorial videos and lore videos and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I can't say much without actually having to see it, so I don't know what to make of it. It could be a very cool resource. It could be something of nothing, really. Who knows?
I'll say I saw a lot on the chat of people being like, it's just YouTube, but it's also like, it is curated, definitely, like, accurate lore, rather than just people saying...
Yeah, I'd be more interested in, like, if they've got a proper, like, how to play series on there. Because they did one of those back in 9th edition for very early Warhammer Plus days, and that was a really good little series. It was really well put together. So if it's that kind of level of structure and detail, I'd be quite impressed.
Yeah.
It's funny that you say it's just like YouTube, which obviously it probably is, but I feel like it's probably a good time for them to introduce the Warhammer Academy as it is, because obviously the UK have just introduced the social media ban, so a lot of like kids who are under the age of 16 who are in the hobby won't actually be able to watch anything on YouTube. So then they can go to the Warhammer Academy and actually find the stuff that's on YouTube on there. So it's probably a good resource for anybody at that age.
And like as I said, it's like it clears up that like if the video is on there, it's an accurate lore thing. It's not going to have, well, it shouldn't, in theory, have mistakes. Obviously, theoretically, but yeah.
At the end of the day, it's still run by humans. Mistakes will happen.
Yeah. But it'll be more reliable than like some of the lore channels.
And there's probably
a lot of the AI shorts.
I was going to say there's probably a very good chance that none of it will be AI, which means it will be reliable as well.
Yes.
We hope. You hope. You would hope.
So yeah. I don't think we're going to spend too much time on that because we really need to see anything before we can comment on it, really.
Yeah.
So watch that space. Who knows? It could be cool, could be nothing. If it's nothing, don't worry about it. So what we're going to do is we're going to move on to the next session. I would normally skip over game systems we don't play, so to speak. But this is a game system I would very much like to play. And more importantly, having now seen this preview, I want to play it more than ever.
Oh, so do we want to split this first product?
I mean, if you're willing, I genuinely might.
Oh, I kind of said it as a joke, but now I put it out into the world. I'm like,
oh, don't worry, because I am also quite partial to Cathay. So...
I assumed that Jamie was going in for the Cathay half.
No, I want the Chaos part.
Oh no!
Because of something that comes in later. I was fully on Cathay, and then I saw that, and I was like, nope, I'm sticking with Chaos. I am fully on the Chaos hype train now. I am in.
Yeah, that's fair. So let's go on to it in actuality.
Yeah. So
the first part is.
So the first part is the new Warhammer: The Old World core starter set. So it's kind of like it's not a reset, but it's like a new starter to Old World. So they've not changed any of the rules from what they were saying, but what they have done is they sort of collated all of their changes and put it into a nice new shiny book. And with that, they obviously released a new set of models, and these are completely new models.
And what I was just going to say is that this compared to the previous starter box, this is a full set of brand new models.
Yes, it is. There is no rehashes of old world models. These are brand new plastic sculpts for one army of legend, shall we say, the Warriors of Chaos, and the new kids on the block, which is Grand Cathay, as we've already kind of mentioned. And we get quite a few cool new units. So, in terms of Chaos, you get the Aspiring Champion on a demonic mount, which is a fancy way of saying a demon horse. An Aspiring Champion with a battle standard, and to the best of my knowledge, because of the way the old world kits work as well, those can be interchanged as well. So you can have a standard on a horse, and you can have a lord on foot, stuff like that.
If you scroll down a little bit, they do actually show that the arms are literally interchangeable between the two kits.
Yeah. You get 16 of the brand new Chaos Warriors, which are basically heavily armoured knights that are also like chaos-infused super soldiers in fantasy settings, so what don't you love about that? 4 Chaos Knights. Now, that's the only thing that makes me a little bit scared, is you only get 4 of these knights, but they are meant to be like almost the most powerful, certainly the most tanky, if you like, knights in the old world. Then you get a couple of new units for Grand Cathay. So you get the Gatekeeper on a warhorse, Gatekeeper Standard Bearer, interchangeably. 20 of the Jade Warriors. I don't know if they're new Jade Warriors, though. I think they might have been the previous ones.
I don't think anything in that box is new.
No.
Is all the Cathay stuff?
All the Cathay stuff is from like previous releases of Cathay.
Yeah.
I only know that because they're not brought up anywhere else on the rest of the page, and if it was new, it would have been shown off somewhere else on the page.
So you get some of the nice new Cathay stuff. I mean, in fairness, most of Cathay stuff is all brand new anyway, which is very cool.
I think it's all brand new, isn't it?
It's all brand new. It's not even most of it. It's all brand new.
Well, all right. There's been 2 waves of Cathay.
That's
okay.
You know what? That's true. That's fair. That's a fair.
So yeah, so yeah, all the Chaos stuff is basically the new stuff, and it's just gorgeous. It's stunning.
I enjoy just looking at. So presumably this is meant to be equal forces, and I do not feel that an equal force is 5 of the Cathay Horsemen against 4 of those Chaos Knights. Because
that's
the Chaos Knights.
That's not an even fight by any stretch.
This is why they brought the cannon with them as well.
Yeah.
Honestly, genuinely, I think the cannon is the equalizer here, because without it, the Cathayans are screwed.
Yeah.
It's very cool. The kit's being so interchangeable is just stunning. The new knights just look very impressive. It's a little bit concerning to say that you only get 4 models, but it's what it is with a heavily armoured elite faction.
Yeah.
These would pair really well with their new Chaos World Order style units as well. Which came out not long ago. But obviously, the bit that got me super excited was the Chaos Dragon and accompanying riders, which can both be a Chaos Lord and a Chaos Sorcerer.
Okay.
And even the dragon is customizable as well.
Oh, I mean this in the most in the most positive way I can say this.
Oh, God.
But it's not even a but. The dragon looks like, you know, when you go into a shop and they have a load of like cast dragon models that you can buy. I'm thinking like the gift shop that sells the dragon models at a place. It looks like those. And I mean that entirely as a positive thing, because I looked at those and been like, those would be so cool as like units, and like yes, they are.
I would say this is like the first. I'm pretty sure it's the first Games Workshop Dragon model that I've actually liked.
Oh,
like had no issues with.
Okay.
I may be wrong. I
feel like you might be forgetting Miao Ying, the Storm Dragon, at least.
Oh, okay. Second Games Workshop Dragon.
Archaon's Dragon?
It's not technically a dragon.
Okay,
the one with all the chaos heads.
If you showed somebody a picture of that, they'd call it a dragon.
Only if they were like not even vaguely related to fantasy in some way, shape, or form, they would call that a dragon.
I called it a dragon, so there you go.
John.
Is it the one with all the chaos heads?
Yeah, the one with all
Dorgar, which actually started life as a fucking horse.
I mean, I'd call it a dragon, and I have it.
I'm re-looking up Archaon. I'd call that a dragon. I would. Okay, actually, you know what? Now that I look at it a little bit more,
it's more like a chimera.
It is actually more like a chimera. Now that I look, I don't think I'd realised it had cloven feet until I looked at it just now.
Oh, it has hooves. That's more chimera.
What about the orc dragon?
I don't like the orc dragon.
What?
Not much.
I'm sorry, I really don't like the orc dragon.
Oh, but he's just such a round boy.
It's a cabbage with wings.
Literally. This is my problem.
I will defend that cabbage, that very, very angry cabbage.
I mean, what about Corondis and the other one? I can never remember the name. They're not bad.
The Stormcast.
Stormcast dragons.
The Stormcast dragons.
Oh, they're beautiful.
And there's something about them that I don't like.
And the Stormcast, like general, like dragons for the written ones, they look alright.
Yeah, something. I think it's like they have a very sort of anthropomorphic face.
Do you think they look like something out of World of Warcraft?
They do have a bit of a Warcrafty look
They do. I think it's for me. It's more like it's a very human dragon.
Yeah,
face,
I can get behind.
which sort of hits the like. It's crossing the line into furry a bit too much for me.
I feel like that's the opposite of furry, but okay.
Let's not even, okay? Let's stop with the furry stuff, alright?
But anyway,
Sorry, as the authority.
Scaly is the term you're looking for there, but carry on.
back
Okay.
to the dragons in question. The two-headed Chaos Dragon is a phenomenal looking kit. I have no doubt
gorgeous.
for 40k players this will be a Demon Primarch level kit in terms of pricing and scale. It is a huge.
Still going to buy it for you for our anniversary, though.
Genuinely, I want. Even if we don't actually play Old World, I want one of these. I will paint it up, and I will take great pride in it, and eventually start a World army.
I very much enjoy that Chaos Warrior on would be Chaos. Maybe Chosen Chaos. What would it be?
What's that?
Is it Chaos? The champion. Is he a Chaos champion?
It's a Chaos Lord.
Chaos Lord. I was trying to get the right term. I love the fact that he's still got a shield up there. I'm like, what are you going to do with that shield, buddy? Who's getting close enough that you need a shield?
I mean, in fairness, it does make sense because archers are a thing, and your biggest threat on the back of a dragon is actually an archer. I would say.
You know, somebody might jump onto the dragon and have like a sword fight with you.
But yeah, no. Chaos Dragon.
It's happened in fantasy media.
Chaos Dragon, very, very cool. The fact that you can put a sorcerer on it as well is just the cherry on top for me.
I think it's worth noting as well that, like, they mentioned that both can be on foot as well.
Yeah, so whichever one you don't put on the back of the dragon, you can actually have as the mounted version of the character, which is also.
So it is also two characters, which is.
It is good. It is very good.
And they do even have the little Battle March army box as well, so you can get all the cool units as well.
Which comes with, I'm just thinking that Chaos one, like another Chaos Sorcerer, a bunch of Marauders, more Chaos Knights.
Yep.
Like, you buy that starter box and one of those. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Hey guys, do you want to start a world?
Yeah, sure, why not?
I'll never financially recover from this stream.
I don't think I'm going to at this rate. But yes, so very, very cool. Very, very excited. Definitely will be happening at some point in some capacity at some point in time. We should just have to wait and see how and when that manifests. So, moving on, there is a section on Blood Bowl. Unless anyone's got any particular things they want to note about it, it's not really a game system that we play, so to speak. I know John has played it.
John plays every system,
but yeah,
I played a game of Blood Bowl. It was a fun game, but like I don't really have much to say about Blood Bowl. The models look nice. They've got a little guy on the Skaven.
I love that.
Yeah, they look cool, but it's not really our thing, so we are going to gloss over it. That is no disrespect to those of you who do enjoy Blood Bowl. We just don't, to be honest. So we'd rather not talk about it.
Well, we can't afford to get into another game system.
No, not when we've just potentially committed to doing Old World at some point.
Committed is a strong word here. That's not bad.
Yeah, let's not say commitment.
What is commitment?
I'm just saying it's happening one day.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
One day is fine.
I want the cafe models.
I want the chaos. We're in.
Talking though about models that people want.
Yes. Now this is one that could bankrupt any and all of us, quite frankly. We all want these in one way, shape, or form. The big summer preview, technically for Heresy, but does also very much on the box art count for Warhammer 40,000. We have 3 new kind of Custodes units revitalized in plastic. In the new
so good
Heresy sort of art style, shall we call it?
And if I remember rightly, that leaves only the different style Terminators as a resin only kit, I believe.
You might be right.
I always get them wrong around because there's the Alarus ones, and
Which
then
are
there's the
40K.
not.
Alarus for plastic.
It's the ones that aren't the Alarus ones, but I can't remember what they are when they're not the
Yeah.
Alarus ones. Continue, and I will find that out.
Yep. So we've got brand new bikers. We've got a brand new Palace Grav tank.
That's the one, I think.
And we've got
I think
the
it's called that.
absolutely stunning Telemon Dreadnought.
It's gorgeous.
Smash.
Now, we'll come back to the Dreadnought because I think everybody here is very much excited for the Dreadnought. Not that we're not excited by the other two units, but the other two units just pale in comparison to the Dreadnought, I think.
Yeah.
I will say I really like the bikes because actually I
love the bikes.
We love it.
Those bikes. I personally prefer those bikes to the other ones because there's the ones that they did not exclusively in 40k, but the ones they did that are more heavily featured in 40k. And those ones, yeah, I prefer those ones with the big lance is like
it's
fun time.
Very cool.
I mean, I like both of them.
Oh.
It's no secret that Custodies I very much enjoy aesthetically, and the new stuff they brought out. It's very tempting to go. I'm going to start another army.
Technically, if you would go back to another army,
it would be going back to another army.
Yes, it is very cool. I do very much appreciate that the lances. They either seat or maglock to the side of the speeder so that they can drive around fully mobile and then just pick it up when they're ready.
It's so cool. It's so very cool.
It is gorgeous.
Yeah.
The Palace Grav tank. I look at it and think I should hate this because I've always hated the Custodies vehicles. I said that last time on the Hammer Watch when they appeared. And
yeah.
Again,
and so have I.
Again,
like
they've proved me wrong. I
won
like
you over
this.
last time as well. Yeah.
I don't understand why I like them. I shouldn't.
Every time they get you every time.
I need to pull up a picture and see what they've actually changed.
Honestly, I'm looking very little. Genuinely.
But whatever they have done, it works.
I think they've done a nicer paint job on it.
Maybe.
And that's quite literally it. They've changed nothing but the paint.
Maybe that's all it takes.
I'm pretty sure.
I just really need John to repeat what he said that it looked like when we were watching it together earlier on.
That technically, he was referring to the name rather
than the appearance. But you mean the Phallus Grav tank? Which, if anybody runs it, I will refer to it exclusively as that, as now the resident orc player, and I will make that as an orc joke.
I mean, I'm pretty sure on our last episode, I literally said that the only loyalist army that I will do is Custodies.
Well,
So,
no one here will be upset with these models joining the group.
Yeah, we might just have to all pitch in for a channel army.
We know what the channel army is already. We've already decided that one.
Yeah, that is true. That has been decided.
First channel army, yes.
That first channel army, yes. But what about second channel army?
I'm just saying, there's nothing I wouldn't do for Constantine Valdor. Okay, love that man. And
so
that's all I have to say.
It was the Aquilon Terminators are the ones that are missing.
Yeah.
And then that only leaves, in terms of Horus Heresy Custody stuff that's still resin, Hilarity Constantine Valdor, and the two gunships.
Oh yes, the great big resin brick gunships.
Yep. And that's it. That will then be the entirety of the Custodes range turned into plastic. They are
nice.
2 away.
We waited with bated breath to see whether the flyers get turned into plastic.
I doubt.
They might just hit Legends.
I don't know. I could see it happening.
I do think though, whilst they are obviously their own separate kits, the Wardens and the regular guard are really showing their age now. By comparison to the new stuff, it's like, oh, it's a rough time, buddy.
Yeah, there's a marked difference. However, I think we need to go back because I said we'd skip over it and come back to it. The Telemon.
Oh, it's gorgeous. From a painting point of view, seeing that they've made the filigree just a little bit thicker is nice. Because the old one, it was very like line thin,
And I said this when we were watching the stream, but I'll say it again here now. It feels like such a. It's not like in a sense of like it doesn't feel powerful, but like it feels like a live Terminator, a live Dreadnought. Like that is a Dreadnought which is housing a Custodes and can still fight like a Custodes.
Yeah, it still has mobility.
Like you could pose that Dreadnought running, and I would believe it is running. And you know that's the good one. Like, oh, they've sent a Dreadnought, and like, okay, we've got plenty of time before it gets here. You just see this thing full sprint, just running at you. You're like, oh god, no.
And on that subject, where you're mentioning the posing, they did mention that it is as posable as the resin kit. Which I mean, I built the Galatus Forge World one, and that is like it's one of the most posable models. It's like the old Contemptor that has all the parts separated at the joints and everything.
I presume they probably kept taken because I know like the Saturn 9 kits were very posable as well.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Saturn 9 kit as well, if you didn't watch the preview as well, they did show off that the Telemon is essentially the same scale as the Saturn 9. It's a bit taller, but less wide. So essentially the same sort of profile. And that's when you could really see the difference between like bulk versus mobility. You know, the Saturn 9 Dreadnought is a big clunky robot, and the Telemon is, as you say, like a big up-armored super soldier that could probably still sprint.
It just made me giggle watching the new one next to a Leviathan, and I just picturing just the Telemon going, oh, just patting it on the head, just amused me.
Also, it's a Telemon that you don't have to buy in multiple pieces and put together.
It's true. All the options come with it.
It's a phenomenal kit. I imagine it won't be the cheapest.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you don't need many of them in an army, let's be honest.
How many bikers do you get? Is it just the 2 that they showed, or is it more than that?
It looks like you get 4 in the box.
Okay.
You do get 4 in the box.
Oh, so. Yeah, okay.
Nice.
I'd be potentially willing to bet that when that kit comes out separately, it'll be 2 bikes per kit.
Yeah, quite possibly.
Because I'm only thinking about, if you think of the Heresy Sky Hunters, the Marines on the grab bikes, they're 2 to a kit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because the only real reason that the Praetors come as 3s is so that you have the option to make one a shield captain as well.
Oh no, sorry, I misspoke. The jet bike squad is 3 to a kit, but I would imagine that the Custodes ones would be 2 to a kit. At the moment, you buy them 1 at a time, so it will be a reduction on what you're currently spending on the current price.
Yes.
But yes, Custodes look very, very cool. We are very excited to see them.
Yeah.
Hopefully one day we may even see them in person.
One day somebody will pull the trigger.
Someone will.
when we can finish fighting over who's going to actually have the army.
I'm quite happy for someone else to have it. I've got enough 40k armies. Right, so moving on to something that's a bit more closer to certainly my heart in a lot of ways. Although something that probably won't be featured on the channel very much for a while, potentially. We have some Legions Imperialis releases, mini hammer, except these aren't very mini. These are
Stompy robot.
These are some big stompy robots, which I absolutely freaking love. We've got 2 new variant kits for the Warlord Titans, which basically come with all the guns that you can equip with them. You can technically equip on the models, but there aren't actually no plastic kits for. Now there are. And you can buy them, from the sounds of it, as their own contained box, or you can buy the weapons individually, which is very cool. And also, same principle with the Reaver Titan as well. All the basically missing weapons that you would normally be able to get now included in a new box.
Yeah,
which is very nice.
Is that a new? Are those new? Because I recognise the shoulder weapons on the first one, the one with the Quake cannon, but the one with the Volkite Destructor. Are those new shoulder weapons?
No, those are the Vulcan Megamorphs.
Oh, Vulcan Megamorphs.
Which, by the way, is 20 shots for those.
That is insane in Legions, because you don't get many shots in Legions.
No, but those things are cranking out 20 shots with rapid fire. It just for your reference, for those of you who obviously play Legions, that array of bolters there on that warlord is an amazing anti-aircraft weapon. 20 shots with exploding 6s against aircraft. Very effective. Very effective. Who needs dedicated anti-air guns when you can just fire so many shots into the air? You basically just annihilate the air.
Also, good luck keeping your void shields up against that many shots.
Those things are going to hurt, and they're decent range as well.
Yeah.
So that's. I'm going to tell you now. I will buy that at some point.
Yep,
of course.
But we will move on. As sad as it is for me to say, we're moving swiftly on. A quick little mention: Warhammer Plus getting a new animation based on the World Eaters,
which is very exciting for you.
Very exciting for me. You guys probably don't know as of yet, potentially, but I do have now a new World Eaters army that I'm bringing into 11th edition. So it's very nice and apt, really. But a new animation's coming out with some World Eaters in, which I'm quite excited to see. Kill, maim, and burn in live action.
Oh, they didn't call it that. They didn't call it that. Why did they call it that?
They said that it's going to be pretty gory as well, so it'll be interesting to see what they mean by gory.
I'll be very interested.
It'll be just as gory as everything else that's in 40k. But
what I did like though is they showed some shots, and it's all some of it's in first person, and it did make me think of the Doom movie. The potentially, depending on your opinion of it, the very bad Doom movie with Carl Urban and Dwayne The Rock Johnson in.
Jesus, you can't memory flashbang me like that, JD. That was oh god, I've forgotten about that film.
I mean, personally, I quite enjoyed that film, but I know it was hated by most people.
It wasn't a good film.
It wasn't a bad film either. Granted, it wasn't great, but it wasn't bad.
At the very least, it was something that only a human could have possibly made.
I enjoyed it for what it was. I think calling it a Doom movie was probably a little bit generous.
Yeah.
But as a movie on itself, I don't think it was bad. But yeah, so we're not going to talk too much about that because, quite frankly, it's an animation. We need to watch it. So maybe we'll do a Hammer watch review of
That would be really
the
cool.
episode.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be good.
Speaking of which, if you guys don't have Warhammer Plus subscriptions, you may do because you have the app or not. I don't know, but we do, so we can always watch it as a team.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's one of the few streaming services that you actually can stream to other people.
Right. Next up, we are gonna briefly look at this because I think it's very cool, and I did have a thought about how I might be able to use it in 40k.
Which is very cool.
We're at AOS. We have the redesign, basically, of the Ogre Moor tribes, or as I know them, the Ogre tribes of Warhammer Fantasy, which look incredible. These are beautiful miniatures.
They do look stunning.
Yeah.
I don't want to go into massive detail because I really could, but it's not technically a system we're going to be using. But there's
unless you use them for Old World, of course.
Unless you use them for Old World, which someone could. But yeah, they look awesome. They are well worth updating. They've needed it for a very long time. Now, the interesting thing for me is, in a previous discussion with the team, I mentioned wanting some Chaos aligned Ogryn to go in my various
Certainly did.
Chaos factions that I'm building for 40k, and they released these. I'm like, well, there's my Khorne Ogryn right there in a box.
They've already got the World Eaters logo on them.
They're practically ready to go.
Yeah.
So yeah, at some point in time, I will buy some of these and turn them into Khornite Ogryn,
which is cool. They're vibes.
And I definitely feel like, based on some of these, I could potentially use these as the basis of some other Chaos aligned Ogryn, maybe.
Oh, for sure. Right.
Yeah, I definitely think there's the potential here. So,
I mean, Death Guard is by far the easiest to convert things into.
Yeah, that wouldn't take much effort.
That wouldn't take much at all.
So yeah, it's very cool. We will probably see them pop up at some point in our channel. If anyone wants to do those for Old World, by the way,
they would be cool for Old World.
They would be very cool for Old World, and I don't think too hard to paint either. But
see, I've got thoughts in terms of what I'd be tempted to do for Old World, but I'd want them to be updated, but they're definitely not going to get updated.
I feel like we need to know now.
Yeah.
I think they probably will, actually.
If Old World keeps going the way it's going, then maybe.
But I also agree, Beastmen are very cool. I also want Chaos Beastmen in all my armies. Right, we'll have a quick little look at Necromunda, because there's potentially some cool kits in here that we may or may not want to use, see, or maybe just open. I know John's quite a fan of some of these sort of more unique kits.
I'm a big fan of skirmish games. I'm intrigued by, because they said they're going to be doing it's not a new edition, but it's an update to Necromunda, and specifically calling out as Necromunda Skirmish is interesting because it's not been referred to as Necromunda Skirmish. The fact that they've gone and explicitly kind of highlighted that it's going to be kind of a bit more streamlined and all this kind of stuff. I'm hoping that they've picked up, in particular, some of the lessons from games like Trench Crusade, for example, which is kind of in that same realm of I would almost go Mordheim, Trench Crusade, Necromunda all fit within kind of the same little environment.
Yeah. And
I've been interested in playing in kind of picking up and doing some kind of campaign stuff in Necromunda. There's somebody who's not a part of the channel who I regularly play games with, and we like our little skirmish games. So the new box is kind of cool. I like I tell you what I do like in particular actually for Goliath is they've moved away from Goliath just being muscle bound men, and that there is actually some female characters that you can have in the Goliath team, and they've actually got some more of those appearing in this set of them, which is cool.
Yeah.
Although, there is something that we do need to highlight with this Necromunda starter box, which I'm trying to see if there's a good picture of, and there really isn't. Because I think even GW are like, oh, maybe we shouldn't be quite so obvious about this. The most anemic set of terrain ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like how they've put it like real close together in the picture of it.
Yes.
Just like
on the stream, I think they showed a picture of, and it was just so blatantly obvious that there was virtually no terrain in that box.
which,
Yeah.
if you look at some of the previous starter sets for Necromunda, like they came with a lot of terrain.
Any time I've ever seen a Necromunda game being played on certain channels, I'm trying to think of some good ones. I think Midwin and Middies has done some. Eric's Hobby Workshop, I think, has shown us some really cool Necromunda boards as well. They are peachy. Did some stuff back in the day on Warcom. Their boards are like really dense and compact with lots of stuff to interact with, and that's I understand Necromunda, and I think John confirmed. Obviously, there's a lot of interaction with terrain as well. So to have a starter set that basically boils down to a couple of pipe works is very, very insignificant.
I mean, I think it's probably in like the first edition Necromunda, where it was written probably in like a similar way to Mordheim, which was the rule was the amount of terrain you put on the board is as much as you have. Like that was basically how they wrote, how much terrain should I put on? How much do you have? The answer is yes. Like, keep going until you physically cannot fit it on the board anymore. Then you've got like the vibe that Necromunda should have, which is dense. Like you're fighting inside of a hive city. It's intended to be dense.
Whereas this is 4 pipes, a console, and then like a main generator area.
Yeah, it's very, very lackluster, especially when we're looking at game systems that aren't even like designed around terrain in the same way. Kill Team, 40k, Heresy. They use there's more terrain in the 40k starter set.
Yeah,
Honestly, there is.
There's more variety, and I was moaning about the lack of variety. So that's how I just feel like this is the kits themselves for the little units, gangs, whatever they're called. It's very cool, but then the terrain just is a big miss.
It's such a weird, like disparation between like the quality of the individual models and the terrain that they've got. Is just like, how could you be that kind of like that much of a gulf between those two?
How can you hit it so right here and so wrong there?
What I will say though is I really like though what they've done in terms of those Underhive crew boxes that they're going to do, because I feel like that's one of the things that people like, at least from seeing like people try and like get into it, is you have to go like, oh, what do I actually need to get into it? Like, well, you could get this box, but it's recommended to get like this box and this box. And they've essentially just gone, okay, those 2 boxes that everybody is told to go and get, here they are. And I really hope they do that with all the other factions, because that would be amazing if they do that. That's basically like, it's the equivalent of like a combat patrol. It'd be like, okay, but actually, these are not combat patrol. This is, here is your army box, because everything you've got there is basically everything you're going to need to do anything you'd want to do in Necromunda, short of like the weapons kits, which are actually, they're not bad in terms of it. You get a lot in a box when it comes to Necromunda stuff.
I am not normally a fan of buying those kind of boxes, and even I've bought them for the 2 gangs that I've bought in the past.
Yeah, looking at the Underhive crew boxes, I'm like, this is the most aware of what goes in a Necromunda like force than I ever have.
Yeah, like it's basically it's the standard box and then the add-on the hangers-on box, and it's like, yeah, that's exactly what you want from it.
All I'm seeing is my next set of cultists.
Oh, easily, like easily. I think the only one you're missing, you've not done Orlok yet. I've always been intrigued to see Orlok kit.
I've got a set of Orloks ready for you to paint.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. In which case, then I'll get the last lot done.
Yeah, no, the Orlocks are ready for you.
When it's not 1,000,000 degrees, I can get some stuff painted.
Yeah, no, Orlocks are ready for you, and then I'll make the miners next once you've done them.
Yep.
Right.
Okay.
Cool. So that's Necromunda. Now we are coming into the finale, and what a finale it was! And what a curse for John's ever-dwindling bank account. Take it away.
Absolutely.
I have made a joke that GW has a button that is just labeled of in case of financial emergency break. And I've convinced they've now pressed that button because we have exodites. We have
the exodites.
Exodites. They exist. They're no longer a single piece of art, a single epic model, and a reference on the back of a Corsair Voids Guard. We did it. They're exodites. They look flipping amazing.
I had no idea these.
They're amazing. John references them so often. How did you not?
I did.
I was just listening.
No,
Sorry.
Do you just won't listen to me? Is this the problem?
It's not just you. Don't worry.
I forget lots of stuff. I'm awful with memory at the moment. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Be forgiven.
The exodites.
They're so. They're gorgeous. They're gorgeous. I love them.
As someone who personally hates elves in any way, shape, or form,
how can you hate
they're
riding dinosaurs?
I do not generally like elves. However, these guys look awesome.
So, I do have a problem, and it is a small problem.
It's just you nitpicking. Are you being that guy?
No, my problem is that I'm going to have to buy 2 of this Kill Team box because there was no way that I am getting away with not splitting this box with the guy that I play Kill Team with. Oh no, he's going to buy every box that exists, but the first box that we get is going to be split because there's orcs in this box. We'll come back to those. They're not anything new. But I also want to paint those exodites. I also want to play with those exodites because they're a kill team. They're an insane kill team. I don't know how, in any way, shape, or form, they're either going to be the best one that's ever existed, or they're going to immediately get taken out. But yeah.
My question / fear is: will this become an army obsession, or will the kill team be enough for you?
I mean, as I said, I cannot get those in that kill team box. Like, I will get that kill team box, and half of that kill team box will be mine, and the other half will not be mine. Because I know for a fact that I will not be able to keep those exodites unless I buy 2 of those. Unless I can buy 2 of that box, I am losing those exodites because the levels of the levels that my mate has gone to, he has been building exodites before they even existed. Okay, before they were even made manifest, has been building up an exodite army, and now they exist. So now he will be building an exodite army, and trying to. And you can. I've worked out you can technically, potentially, legally run a army out of just exodites because you've got 3 characters. And you could run the maximum number of units of the other unit that this can be made into. It might be a legal army. It won't be a good army, but it'll be a legal army.
I'd struggle to imagine there'd be enough points for an army, but maybe.
Exodites kill team. Also, I feel like this is this vindication for Balrak. How long has he been saying it? All we need now is the Grey Knights versus Chaos Demons. And it'll be complete. The kill team numbers will be complete. Yeah, they're so good.
They are stunning.
They're so good.
They are very cool. The fact that it's a character box that can also turn into a unit as well.
I mean, so I jokingly I looked at when they revealed the fact that it can be a unit as well. I was like, oh, you could justify running more of them, and you just say, okay, these ones are my regular ones, and then you get some of like the you get some wings and you stick them on, and these are my shining spears because they've got fly on them.
Yeah, they're just very, very cool. Even I can appreciate them as an anti-elf person.
It does look like between the two that there is some variety as well in like the sculpt and the way that you can build them, which is just awesome.
Yeah, I'll be keen to see what you. I'll be keen to see what you end up doing with them.
As I said, I disappointingly will. I won't be able to get them from this box, but I may have to buy them just separately, just to build them, just to see them.
They're beautiful.
To own them, yeah.
Well,
to own them.
We've all said it. We wanted to try some Kill Team at some point, so why not? Why not add another Kill Team?
Why not add another Kill Team? So what? And also little baby dinosaurs in there as well. Utterly delightful and very cute.
They're super cute.
Dinosaur hounds.
The dinosaur hounds. They could very easily also be those ones that are part of the Sigmar, the Stormcast ones. I could literally just sit here and just gush about these for the entire time.
Honestly.
But there was one little bit. If you scroll down on the page, which they didn't talk about on the stream, which I am fascinated to know what they're there for. I have a theory in terms of what they're there for, but I don't think this is true. Which is there's basically the sheet of cardboard that you get with every Kill Team release, which comes out and has basically a bunch of things on it to do with Kill Team. And if you look, there's some little like curved bits like this. And I'm wondering if they're there for turning. Like, if you're moving, like, you can only, like, follow that curve when you're turning the model. Because they're, like, a mounted unit. So, like, rather than them being able to, like, run super fast, they can go in a straight line, but when they go to turn, they've got to follow the curve, maybe?
Oh, yeah, because there's, like, the little 45-degree thing.
That's what I mean. Like, is that basically, like, how fast are you moving? How, like, sharply can you turn, like, on an angle? Which would be really interesting.
Well, because it's the first time they've done mounted Kill Team, isn't it?
Yeah. They've never had anything mounted in Kill Team, and maybe this is the start of. I mean, this is basically the start of potentially a new edition of like a new, not a new edition, but like the new, not even format, but like they do Kill Team in like waves. So they've done like. They did the initial wave, which was Vulcus, which was where everything was like in a ruined city, and then they did Kill Team Tomb World, which is everything's in the Necron tombs and fighting underground. There is then logically a third thing, and last time they did Kill Team Beta Decima, which was basically like fighting on an oil rig, and it didn't go down super well because the rules were a little bit weird. And there was interactions which didn't happen. I wonder if this is mounted Kill Teams, so we get like. You get your Exodites.
The rumoured multi-part Outriders?
I don't think it's Outriders. Outriders go to 40k. I reckon this is your Dark Angels, Black Knights.
It's not a bad shout.
Yeah. Maybe a special unit for like Emperor's Children mounted, like their own unique mounted one.
Oh, Emperor's Children bikers.
But specifically like their own mounted bikers. You know. You could expand
duelists on bikes. Oh, that's so cool there.
You could definitely do something like what do you call it? You could expand the Orc Beast Snaggers. You could do a new set of bikes to go with Gene Stealer Cult. Like this could just be the bike Kill Teams, and this whole chunk of Kill Team is bikes.
Finally use my sister's bikes.
I like the idea. I less convinced, only because there was the theory that they might do like the jump pack edition. And we only had like 1 or 2 jump pack focused kill teams in that whole arena.
The curl of the monkey's paw. Grey Knights get new models. It's Grey Knight bikers.
In fairness, that would be cool, but it's definitely
it'd be very cool.
Definitely not what everyone wants. No. No, it'll be even worse. It will be an operations, whatever the enemy is, the single target enemy. It will just be a Dread Knight with another sprue.
It's a Dread Knight on a bike. It's like a little bike.
No, it'll be a Dread Knight, but the extra sprue is a basing sprue with a dead bike on it that he puts his foot on.
In all seriousness, Grey Knight bikers against Khorne juggernauts would go harder than
I mean, that would be a great box.
How good would that be as a box?
I'd buy that box.
So would I.
Yeah, I think we would have to buy it, and then we'll split it. But
yeah.
Like, does that mean there's potential for me to get berserkers on juggernauts?
Potentially, that would be a vibe.
To be fair, I mean, a lot of the biker units need refreshing and things, so it would be an opportunity to refresh them without actually impacting the main 40k releases.
Wow. Yeah. Lots of potential has been sparked by that one in and of itself. Will Exodites become an army unto themselves? Will they become a facet of the Eldari, like the Corsairs? / Yunari / Harlequins, which I know some people are a bit bitter about. We will see. However, it is very cool. We have got lots of things we could potentially talk about. So, yes, that kind of concludes everything we have for the Big Summer Preview 2026 post 11th edition launch. John is officially bankrupt in probably the next couple of months. We are all starting.
I'll never financially recover from this.
We are all starting at Old World.
Yep.
Exodites are coming at some point to this channel and probably to local gaming group in your area very soon.
They are real. They do exist. Exodites
exist.
Are now a thing.
They are finally here. It remains to be seen whether they become an army. I was going to wrap up, but John has clearly got something to say, so let's see.
Sorry, just very, very quickly. Just struck the brain. The Corsairs started out as a kill team, and then they got that full. I can't do it. Don't give me hope. Don't.
You call it hope. I call it fear because we've only just got you onto orcs.
I can't do it, but I want to do it. Right, wrap this up.
Yeah,
get me out of here.
Let's go before John makes decisions. So, it's left for me really to say is thank you very much for joining us. Hope you enjoyed our thoughts, opinions, and feedback for the review show and everything that was reviewed in it. I have been your host here at Mead Wargaming, and I've been joined by these lovely people. We'd like to just say one last time, thank you very much. Do check us out down below in all of our social media platforms, blah, blah, blah. It'll be fun. You know what to do. It's late. I'm tired. Let's go to bed.
Do the stuff. do the stuff. Do the YouTube stuff.
Do the things.
Subscribe.
It's warm.
Click the bell. Like the video. We're almost at 500 subs. At 500 subs, we're going to introduce memberships. We're really excited about that. I'm really excited about that because I have loads of ideas of stuff that we can offer you guys. TikTok and YouTube Shorts is mostly where we do most of our content, run by me, but we are on other social medias as well, so please check them all out.
Next time I do an outro, I'm just handing off to you next time.
Yeah, you can do that.
Right, thank you guys one last time. We'll see you in the next time in the middle. Goodbye for now.
Bye.
Bye.
Huzzah!